again to hellohnclothing. Welcome to another wonderful tutorial. Guys, this is the part 2 of the neckline video we watched earlier this week, okay? So I didn't want to make that video a very lengthy one. That's why I had to break it into 2 parts. So in this particular neckline, we're going to be looking at the wrap neck, off shoulder, which other one? Cowl neck. There are interesting neck styles here, so you definitely want to watch this one. This is something that I have not looked at in-depthly in our previous neckline videos, so please stay tuned, watch to the very end, ask your questions. Let me also know in the comments below which of these necklines you would want me to touch on, and I definitely will, okay? Do not forget to subscribe. A number of you on here have not subscribed to the channel. See, I'm begging you, please just subscribe. Give me a huge thumbs up, okay? If you enjoy the value I put on here, thumbs up my videos, and then join the membership community. In the membership community, your requests will always be answered, okay? Because we can communicate there. Whatever you ask for, I'll be able to do that. I talk too much, right? Let us begin. Alright, so for this particular neckline, we're going to be doing the wrap neckline. For the wrap neckline, I have my shoulder darts there. All I'm going to be doing is just drawing an asymmetric neck from where this one begins. This is my basic neck, where it begins. So I'll draw an asymmetric neckline to where I want it to get to, okay? So for the wrap, it always goes all the way down to maybe the waist or a little above the waist. You can do it to your under bust. If you want the wrap to, that means the opposite end, to get to your under bust, measure from your shoulder to under bust. Mine is about 13 inches, which will be here for me. And that will be the point where I'll connect this to this, right? I'll connect this to this. So to connect it, I will use a curve, my ruler, but I'll make sure that it's kind of symmetrical, and then I'll be moving it. I'll be moving it so that it gets into, I want it to cross either this chest or this bust line here.
On it. Oh well, boy on the retina, people show and tell. Something spicy in my drink, do my dance like Channing Tag with a waist there. She make a boy act dumb. She know she hot, she know she pretty, she's so wet. The steam is so dizzy.
Great. Now you can't just stop here. We have darts in these bodies. We have that here, we have that here, we have that here. We want to eliminate all these darts. First of all, this dart here, I'm going to be closing up the dart. I don't want any darts at this point. So I'll close the original darts. It's fine. I'm working with just the original darts. And I'm going to transfer that dart into this waistline there. So I'll close it up here.
I feel gross, I feel messy. Oh my God, oh no, no.
Great. So once I do that, this one, this shoulder, I'll cut it neatly, and then I'll transfer this to, see how I'm cutting it from here,
Okay.
making sure it relaxes. So for this other part here, this dart, I'm removing it completely. How do I remove it? Just draw straight lines. Let the darts be straight lines. Don't worry, we're going to fix it up. I know it's going to be tightening. Then you can just fold it on it this way, closing up that line. Close up the line at that point. You can either put paper here if you do not want it to drop too low, or reshape it and cut it out. But I don't think I want the neckline more open than this, so I'll just put paper to make sure it matches up, right?
Look my best, team tainted, skin looking, appellation, head bristle, and I probably get a bit.
Great. So from here, cut and then reshape.
Honest saying this, I know.
Now, after closing closing up this dart and filling this up so that it doesn't drop more. If I have not filled this up, I would have to trace it this way, and then it will cut into the neckline and start revealing a whole lot of boobies. I do not want that, so that's why I'm putting up paper so that I can redraw it back and make it even. Now that I have done that, I'm going to put my ruler here, draw a line here. Okay, once I've drawn that line there, I'm going to tighten it 1/2 inch on both sides. I'll just do 1/2 inch tightening. No, I'll do only 1/2 inch tightening on one side. Why am I tightening? So that this cut falls nicely and is not so loose. So when I slash on one point, right, I'll close it up this way. Now with this opening that is here, I'm going to measure the size of that opening. I'll put my measuring tape from here to here. I have the size to be about 3.5 inches. That's the size of this opening. I will come to the side here, take 1.5 on this side, take another 1.5 on this side, so that there's no dart on this wrap. Okay, so I'll take 1.5 inch here and then just connect it into the true bust line here. So I'll connect it this way so that it's off. Okay, and then I'll go here to take 1.5, which will be here, and connect it to this part too, so that it's also off. Okay, I hope you understand what I just did. I've just removed all the darts from this wrap so that there's no dart on the wrap. It's still going to match nicely, and I want the shape of this bodice to still look good, so I will so I just left an ease of about 1.5 inch there. Remember I had 3.5, but I took 1.5, so I still left an ease of 1/2 inch, which will not be visible, and that's fine. So for this part here that is really not meeting up, I can just trim because it's just a little. I can trim. This is what I have. Then for this one, finally, I'll put paper there and fill it up. That's all. So I will just match this up to this and cut it out. Great, so this is the dart here. We are not even sewing the darts. We do not need, like, it's just one piece now. There is no dart in this bodice at all. Everything is one piece. So we're just going to cut 2 pieces of this particular wrap. This is the wrap neckline, and this is the front. Now for the back wrap neckline, we'll just use a regular back like this. Okay, so placing this to this is just the regular back. This is what you use. This one will be cut 2 pieces of this, right? You can put a zipper if your dress or blouse has a zipper. Put a zipper at the back, or leave it without the zipper since it's wrap. The wrap can have a belt that you can use to open or close, or it can be sewn together as one piece and then put a zipper here. Okay, so this is the wrap and this is the back. Let's move over to the next neck design. Okay, so for the next neckline, I'm going to be using a half scale bodice of the front so that I can create the next neckline. The next neckline is a cowl neck design. We're going to be doing a cowl neck design. To do a cowl neck design, you have to determine where you want the cowl to fall. There are some cowls that fall all the way to the waistline. That's all the way down. There are some cowls that fall just around the boob area. There are some cowls that are high up on the neck. So wherever you want the cowl to fall, that's where you put your slash That's where you cut through, that's where you spread, that's where you open, and then you put paper, and that's where the excess will automatically fall. But for this particular one I'm doing, I'm going to be letting it fall around the boob area. I'm going to then join it to this I'll join it to that tip of the shoulder dart. So what I'm going to do in this case now is to close up my darts, close up this dart here, close up the waist dart, and transfer everything to this point.
Now he don't know how to act. Now he would like he the main. Oh no, boy, now you don't change. The silence was found in the app. Ooh, I got it right to feel cute. Yeah. Oh, girls be saying
You saw how I closed it up that way? Matching up this line to that line, and then it's increased more, right? You can see it's increasing more, isn't it? You don't need any neckline. You don't need to cut your basic neckline. Let it be straight. This one is the regular cowl neck. It's just a very minor, very small falling that you have. It's just a minimal one. But if you want it more, you then go ahead to slash, put more lines, put more slash lines. Okay. You're gonna write to be you. Hey, cameras, I do the most now. Cut through those lines and open up as wide as you want it to. You are from a old life. I've been on top of my game. When you say suck it, old. I'm going to use the straight edge here. You want, the main thing you want is this center front here. This center front here to be aligned to the straight edge while you spread this one how much you want it to spread. I just want to be myself a little better. As you're spreading, just let it relax. Don't let it overspread. You still want it to relax. Okay? This is what we are going to have. So I will cut this off. So we can have this as the facing. This part here can be the facing for the neck, but this is what you'll be having for a cowl neckline. Mind you, this can still be spread as wide as you want it to spread, depending on how you want it to fall. Quick one, for the cowl neck design, the back will still be your regular back, okay? So this is the cowl neck for the front. You're cutting on fold. Sorry, I didn't even mention that. Cut on fold. This will be on fold, and this is the front, okay? So once you cut on fold, it falls. By the time you sew this side seam to the back side seam, by the time you sew it together, this one is the one that will now fall and form the cowl. I hope you get it. So this back will still be your regular back with or without the darts, depending on what you want, with the zipper, without the zipper. But usually with cowls, it's so wide, the neck is so wide that you really do not need a zipper for the back. Okay, so that's for the cowl. Let's move over to the next neck design, and that is our off-shoulder neck design. So this is a neck design that we've not tried on this channel before. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to go about your off-shoulder neck design. What we're going to be doing first of all is the off-shoulder is off the armhole, so I need to put paper to extend the armhole part so that it can really go off the shoulder. I hope you get what I mean. So let me put paper there. I'll use the brown paper as I have that here so that we can see it clearly. I'm going to use paper tape to hold my brown paper. So for the off-shoulder neckline, I'm not just going to pull my ruler and continue ruling a straight line that way. No, I'm going to pull my ruler so that I can slant it. So if you look closely, if you look at the space here, there's a space showing a slant, and this slant is about 30 degrees slant. Okay, don't make it just sharp and straight. Tilt it to have like a V, like a let me say, like a less than sign. This is a less than sign. I hope you get what I mean. This is a less than sign here. So tilt the ruler to have that less than sign. And then I'm going to rule a line that is just about 3 inches long, okay? So let me measure. I hope I have about 3 inches. Yeah. So about 3 inches long here, okay? And then I'm going to tilt the ruler again. Can you see how I tilted it? Don't make it straight. Don't continue. Don't make it this way and continue. No, tilt it again. Right? And then you want to rule another line that is about 2.5 inches long. I'm going to stop there. Right? So after doing this, this is now where the new shoulder will begin. This one will be like your shoulder bone. How do I put it? That sleeve cap where it sits, this is where this will be. And then this will be the length of the sleeve. That's from here to here, like 2.5 inches. So from here, I'm just going to put my ruler and then draw the neckline. For the off shoulder, you can decide you want it to get to your chest line or a little above it. So I'll go just 1 inch above and rule my line. Okay, so if you want it to have like a sort of sweetheart neckline, you can even introduce that. Okay, so that's about it. It can still be more deeper if you want it deeper. If you want it deeper than that, you can go deeper. Okay, if you want the sweetheart deeper, you can do a sweetheart, or you can just do a normal regular neckline. Now from this part, from this lower part, what I can do is just measure 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches into this part, because it's going to stop here. It does not need to extend into this place. So I'll just do 2.5 inches. I'll do 2.5 there, 2.5 here, and connect it. Very good. So we also want to finish up this parts. That's especially if we're doing if we're going to be doing our princess darts and all of that.
I was Tyler, wish I was a bother. I ain't even bother. All my other friends, wish I was Tyler, wish I was a bother. I ain't even bother. All my other friends, wish I was Tyler, wish I was a.
This is it. What you can do is test out on a pattern, check that it sits nicely. If not, you may need to tighten this dart a little bit more. But this is what the front of the off shoulder will be like. So let me write here. Cut 2 pieces. This is number 2 for the front. And this one for the front. Center front, unfold. And this is number 1. Okay. So yeah, this is the off shoulder for the front. Let's quickly do the off shoulder for the back. So the back of this off shoulder design actually takes the same step as the front. So what we're going to do is put the paper there, right? First things first. I'll take my paper, put my paper along that part, and then join it together. Just hold it together. Alright, so for the back, what we'll just do, follow the same steps. Place this, tilt it to have that 30 degrees tilt. The less than sign that video, draw your line. Let that line be about 3 inches. Right, let me see. Yeah, just about there. And then tilt your ruler this way and draw another line that is about 2.5 inches long. Okay, that's fine. Now we're just going to put our ruler and draw how we want the neckline to be. So from here, I'm just going to use the back line as a guide. From there, what I'm going to do is measure what I have here, about 3 inches or 2.5 inches. Measure up onto this point. Join it up. Cut it out. So if you want an armhole, that's fine. If not, you can do your regular waist that at the back. So for the back, we'll cut 2 pieces. This is the back, and then this is the zipper allowance. So back and front, joining it up. You can see that this is where the armhole will sit. If you feel this is going to be too tiny, increase, but this is like the basic. So what I would advise is just give a little more room, such that by the time you're done sewing and fitting, you'll be able to either hold it instead of making it too tiny where you can't increase it anymore. So this is it. Okay, off shoulder. Okay guys, so we have come to the end of this tutorial. Let me know in the comments below if you did get value on here, if this particular pattern drafting helped the holder, and if it has demystified the complexity behind drafting this particular styles. I would love to read from you. Do not forget to subscribe. See, I'll be shameless about this. I'll keep saying it every single time we're on here. I won't forget. I hope I don't forget. Do not forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this tutorial. Comment below the one you will want me to touch upon. And yeah, till we see you in the next tutorial. Stay safe. God bless you all. Bye.
Hey, I think you're pretty.